Bonjour les élèves. Today we're going to be learning how to conjugate verbs that end in GER or CER. Verbs that end in CER and GER are conjugated just like regular ER verbs except in the new form. For a GER verb, you're going to keep the E on the new form and then add ONS. So your conjugation looks like this. Je mange, tu manges, il, elle, on mange, nous mangeons, vous mangez, il, elle mange. Notice in the new form, I've highlighted the E that we had to keep behind the G before adding ONS. To conjugate a CER verb, drop off the ER just like normal, but you do have to add the accent CD to the C in the new form before adding ONS. So the conjugation is je commence, tu commences, il, elle, on commence, nous commençons, vous commencez, il, elle commence. Notice again in the new form I've highlighted the accented C that you have before you add the ONS. You might ask, why do we bother to do this? What is so special about that new form? Well, the answer is simple. It's simply pronunciation. Without the spelling changes, the C and G in the new form would sound too harsh. So you need to add the accent to the C and the E behind the G before adding ONS to keep those sounds soft. That way, instead of mangeons, we get mangeons. And instead of commençons, we have commençons. So it's just for pronunciation and just in the new form because the ending begins with an O. Here are some more CER verbs that you need to memorize. Make sure you know how to spell and what each word means. Placer means to place. Prononcer, to pronounce. Remplacer, to replace. Avancer, to advance or go forward. Lancer, to throw. Here are other GER verbs you need to know as well. Changer means to change. Échanger, to exchange. Corriger, to correct. Déranger, to disturb. Encourager, to encourage. And voyager, to travel. Commencer is a special verb. You can also use it plus the preposition a and an infinitive to indicate that you're starting to do something. So you can see the formula up here. You take a conjugated form of commencer plus a plus the infinitive to mean to start to do something. For example, in this sentence we have il commence à travailler, which means he starts working or he starts to work. Also, we have nous commençons à étudier. So we start to study or we start studying. Notice again, because this is a new form, we do have the accent CD added to the C before adding ONS. Okay, it's your turn. Pause the video for a moment and see if you can conjugate the verbs in these simple sentences. How did you do? Number 1, he throws. You should have written il lance. Number 2, vous voyagez. You all travel. 3 is nous avançons. We advance, again adding the accent CD to the C before adding ONS. 4, ils échangent. They exchange. And 5, je dérange ma sœur. I disturb my sister. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in class.